So yesterday we released a really cool new feature for the Filament form builder that we've been promising for a very long time, and it is making multi-step form wizards really easily. So we're going to transform this author form into a wizard. As you can see, we've got a couple of fields just for general details about the author, then the bio, and then their social links. So I think this would be like 3 main steps in this form. Obviously it's a very simple example. But let's first go to our author resource. And as you can see, our form schema here is inside this card. So let's copy this entire card and see how this looks. I've got a blank Filament Forms Livewire component here, just as the interface and the trait, and just some general stuff that you need. Filling the form with all the default values when we first load it, and also getting the state from the form again when we submit. Paste that in. We've got a name, email, bio, GitHub handle, and Twitter handle. So let's make public properties. These are used by Livewire to bind all of the fields to data on the component. Let's have a look. And we have the same card that we had in the admin panel. Let's fill it in. We should have validation. And when we click submit, I'm just DDing all of the data from the form, which you can find here. Now let's transform this into a wizard. The first thing we want to do is we want to change this to a wizard instead of a card. That's all fine, because we want our wizard steps to have 2 columns inside them, just like the card does. Now let's separate this out into step components. This is our first step component, which is the text inputs. Step, make, let's call this the details tab. Schema. And our subcomponents for this step go within this schema method. Let's do the same here. Again, this is going to be the bio step, and this is going to be the social step. Let's grab that to there, and this. So now our form components are all spread out between the 3 steps. Let's see how this looks. Nice, so we have the submit button down there, but we can move that in a bit. Let's check validation. Each step is validated before you can move on. This email's already been taken. Let's check our form works exactly how it did. So let's submit. And yep, we have all our data from our form wizard. A few things we want to do. Firstly, we're going to want to go to the bio step, because I noticed something. We have our bio label up here, so we probably don't need this. So we can disable the label. There we go. Perfect. And we might also want some descriptions underneath each step. So let's add description of personal info, description here of tell us about you, and description of Where can we find you? Descriptions are there. Let's now add icons instead of these numbers, so it looks a bit nicer. Here are icons, ships with the Filament form builder and all Filament products, so you can use these straight out of the box, or you can install any of the Blade icons packages. They all work. Our details, let's do this with the user icon. So this is going to be icon, here are icons, outlined user, bio, it's going to be pencil maybe, and the social could be like a chat message. Her icons, oh user. I think it's her icon. There you go. Name, email. Those will work. Navigating between steps works, validation works. Go right to the end. We can go back, forward, back all the way to the start and forward again. And each completed step has its own tick icon. Now let's get rid of the submit button at the end here and move it over here. In our form view, just remove that. Let's copy it actually, so we'll need it. And we can just move it into the create action or submit action method of the wizard component. It's on the wizard. And the submit action accepts any HTMLable object or string. So you could put a view in here or an HTML string or anything you want to do to render the button. Obviously our button's not going to have any styling because I don't have any Blade components set up for that. New HTML string and pass in our button here, and it should be rendered instead at the end of the wizard. Let's check it still works. Perfect, and we got all the wizard information. Next step for this is to move it to our admin panel. So let's replace this form with our new wizard. Now this author resource has 3 pages. It has the list page, it has the create page and the edit page. Each of them are Livewire components, and the create page is what we're looking for. It already has the Filament form builder installed, so that all works fine. We want to use the has wizard trait from the create record namespace, and this will expose a new method for us on the page. So it's the get steps method. This returns an array of our steps, and Filament admin panel will handle the rest. Copy that down and just paste it in there, and we should be ready to go. Perfect. Dark mode works. The cancel button brings us back to the list. Name, email, our bio, GitHub, Twitter, create, and we're back to our normal form. That's it.